How are you?
How are you today?
I'm fine. I'm fine. You?
How was your day? I'm fine, thank you. How was your day?
My day is going fine. There's no problem. I have some work. I have some time outside. So it's a good day, not too hot, not too cold today.
Okay, in my country, it's actually very chill. We had a rainfall, so the rain just finished falling, so it's a bit cold here.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. Let's hope some other person will join us in class. Let's give them 2 more minutes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
What is
So
the
how is
usual?
family? How is business? How is your daughter?
Yeah, everything is fine. Everything's fine. I was at fishing camp this weekend. We were trying to catch salmon and have some like exercises, training on this scene. So there was 15 people who was eager to to catch a big fish, but we caught all, only some small fishes, but there were no really big fish.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. It sounds interesting. So you went with your daughter and your family?
No, I went by myself. My daughter and wife uh, were attending the birthday party of the friend of my daughter. So they stayed home and go to this party, and I went to another city and spent time there.
Okay, that's nice. It's fine. Okay,
What
so let
about your weekend?
my weekend. Let me try to remember what my weekend. Okay, on Saturday, I had lessons. I had about 3 or 4 classes. After that, nothing much. Just majorly lessons on Saturday. Then we did okay on. I did laundry on Friday evening again Saturday. I did laundry already on Friday. So Saturday I had lessons and then we just rested and relaxed. Then on Sunday I went to church because I'm a Christian. So I went to church with my family, my husband and my daughter, Chiara. So when I returned from church, I visited my dad and my mom. That's my parents because we live in the same city. It's just like maybe a 10 minutes away from where I live. So I visited my parents yesterday and stayed a while with them. So when I was coming back, they gave me some lots of goodies. And then I came back home, slept, prepared for today. Then in the morning, I had another class. I woke up in the morning. I prepared breakfast. I prepared lunch that I'll put in my daughter's lunch bag for school. I prepared everything and had class by 7. Then by 7:50 after my lessons, I dropped my daughter off at school, came back and continued some classes. That was basically it.
That is, yeah, that's interesting. And you still have school classes even in summer, or you have some different schedule? Like usually in our countries, the summer is the season of the school.
Okay, I have. It depends on individual differences. We have individual lessons and we have group
Mm.
lessons. You understand? For
Yeah, yeah.
Well, lessons, we have both adults and kids.
Mm,
So it depends on it depends on the person's schedule. For example, if you usually close from work maybe by 2 o'clock, then you choose to have your lessons 2 times a week by 4 o'clock. So that's about adults. Adults choose this is the best time that is comfortable for them. And then you tell your teacher, if your teacher is comfortable with it, then you can fix the lesson. Then for kids, kids' parents just want them to improve their English level for because of the situation in the country. Maybe after the war, they hope to travel out or something. They hope to travel out of the country or look for a better place to stay or give them a better life. So parents try to subscribe for lessons for their children. Then this summer, I still have children who registered for lessons under anti school, and then we still take them depending on your availability. Everything is depending on the
mhm.
student schedule. Once you tell us the time that is comfortable for you, we have the lessons. So that's it. But if the time is not favorable for the teacher, you can always reschedule or choose lessons for a better day. Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's start. 1.1.
1 second, I will switch to unit number 2.
Okay, then when you join, you try to share your screen. So we'll record the lessons for the benefit of those who may not join us.
Yeah, 1 second. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So, warm up. Set the scene, spin the wheel, and tell a story based on the prompt. The worst day at work. Mm, I think sometimes the worst day at work when something bad happens, when
Yes.
uh, there are some unpredictable problems and you need to fix it fast. Um, and sometimes I feel not comfortable when I don't have some specific tasks. And I understand that I spend my time just trying to find something which I will do because that's not fun when you sitting at the work and don't know what to do. I remember such days when I work in the office. When I work from home, it's not a big problem because even if I don't have some specific tasks, I can do some of the parallel tasks. And when I was in the office, and everybody have something to do, and I finish my task and don't have the new one, it's annoying for me. I like to do something.
All right, sorry about that. Okay, spin the wheel. Let me choose my own question. When you finish, you eliminate a particular question. When you're done with one question, you eliminate it.
Mm,
Okay,
the day you
my question. Yes, I'll take the
mm,
next one. The day you quit or got fired from your old job. I have never quit or got fired from any job. Okay,
it's nice. So we will move to another, or we'll resume spinning one more time.
you spin again. Yes, you eliminate each. No, it's supposed to be a point to eliminate.
Done already. The best day at work. Oh, the best day at work. I don't know. I think there will no some special days. good day in the work, it's usually when you got your payment, when you got your pay stub. I think it's a good feeling. But in general, I have a lot of good day in my work. Sometimes I got very interesting tasks, or when I'm doing my own business, it's usually very interesting. So,
Okay, that's
like,
nice. Okay, the same question. Eliminate here under. No, when you finish a particular question, you eliminate it so it doesn't repeat itself. Okay,
uh,
spin again. Okay, the day you got drunk at work. Actually, I don't take alcohol, so I have never got drunk in my life. Talk less of getting drunk at work.
that's nice. I'm also avoiding alcohol last years, maybe. But I remember when I work in the office, there will be some events or team buildings when we go somewhere, or sometimes we um, make this event in our office, and sometimes we start celebrating during the work day, and it was fine for our boss and people who work with me. So there was some days, but there were
Got you.
no really very drunk situation. So usually it was like small amount of alcohol just to be prepared for evenings in some other places where we continue our parties. Yeah.
Practice. Okay, it's fine. Eliminate. Okay, explain again. Okay, we've had that question. Eliminate. Hold on. When you spin a particular thing and you have this question, just eliminate. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that I fell asleep at the
The
office?
day you fell asleep at the office. Okay, it's happened on several occasions. Actually, like I said, I studied laboratory medicine. When I did my internship in the hospital, I severally because of the workload in the hospital, where you have to work overtime, lots of complaints from patients, trying to meet up patients' demands and everything. I think there was a Saturday I got so tired that I slept off on duty, and it was a patient who woke me up. I was very, very tired.
Yeah, yeah. And do you usually have some shifts which change day from day, or you have some fixed schedule when you work?
We okay how we worked because we have, let's say we have limited hands in the hospital. Government have not employed so much staff that can be able to fit with the workload. So at the end of the day, maybe you may have a shift, but the shift, for example, if you go to work today and then you're on night duty, how it runs, if you're on night duty, you will leave the hospital by 12 in the 12 noon, go back to the hospital by 4 in the evening, and then stay till 12 the following day. Do you understand? It's already a very
Yeah,
hectic schedule. Yes, it's very
yeah, yeah.
hectic. So it's tiring. You're definitely going to get tired. Imagine that you went to work the previous day by 12 by 8 in the morning, 12 noon, you went back home to rest for like 3 hours. Some people who are living at a different city or a very far place will have to drive down, and in less than 2 hours, they're already tired getting home. Then you have to return to the hospital by 4. Returning to the hospital by 4, you still get tired, and then you still have to work all through the night till 12 the next day. It's really tiring.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the day you got a job offer. Uh, yeah, there was a day when I got my first, for example, job offer. I was at university, and it was maybe 10th day after job interview which I had, and um, my the guy from HR department called me and said that you passed all the like tests and security checks, and you can join the company in maybe 1 week or something like this.
How did you feel?
I feel a little bit stressful because I applied for this job just for fun with my friend, and he was much more skilled in many aspects of the work which we are very interested in. He was much better in English as well. So I even don't have a dream to got this job, and he didn't. So it was uh,
He didn't get the
unexpected
job
for
at
me.
all. He didn't get the job.
Yeah, he will.
He didn't get the job.
He started working after I change my change this job for another job. He came to my place, and he also get a great success in this company. So we both, as a result, work in this company, but in different periods.
Okay, okay, that's nice. Okay. Okay, the day you got assigned to a cool project. Still about the hospital, it was some seminar. We used to do seminar in different units in the hospital. It's usually something very cool. It could be tasking, it could be stressful, but then if you successfully do the seminar well, you go home being very happy. Do you understand?
Mm, yes, yes. The day you cried at work, or even you need to press split. Oh, the day you got a promotion. Um, I think all my promotions were very um, like predictable. So I had some conversations uh, with the guy from HR department, and he told me that I need to do this and this and this to have some specific criteria. And after this, I got a promotion a few times. So it was not the news for me. So
Mhm.
yeah, there were a few times when I got a promotion.
Okay, that's nice. The next
Uh,
question.
the day you
The
cried at
day you
work.
cried at work. Okay, it
Yeah.
was not actually the day I cried was when I got my appointment later. The day I got my appointment later was the day I think I got my appointment later 2 days before I put to bed to my daughter. Yes, no, it was I got my appointment later on the 1st of March. 1st of March 2023. Yes. And then I gave birth to my daughter on the 8th of March. So
Mhm.
when I went to apply to my boss in the hospital, my director, for a leave, a maternal leave, even if it was 3 weeks, at least something I could just have time for my child. She told me to reject the job. The
Yeah.
job I have been praying for. A job I have been praying for all my life. She told me to reject the job and go and stay back at home for 1 year and take care of my child. After 1 year, I should feel free to reapply. I cried. I was
Mm.
bitter, I was troubled, but God just made a way for me. I met somebody who was a bit soft, and the person decided to cover for me for those for 2 months till I resumed. So that was it. Well, it was very annoying that she told me to go and stay at home for 1 year before I reapply for the job again. And what is the possibility that you might get the job when you reapply the next time? So it was
Mm.
very funny actually, but then I thank God I actually did the job and it was cool.
So you have 2 perfect months with your daughter and no firing
No
from the job, yeah?
money. It was yes, it was very stressful, shuffling work and my daughter and marriage and everything. So at a point I had an increased blood pressure. My blood pressure increased to about 250 over one
Mm.
over 180. It was so
Yeah,
bad
so
because
much.
yes, you know how hospital work could be very stressful and
Yeah.
demanding. You know when patients come to the hospital with expectations that you should always attend to them, you should always help them out. They don't know what you are going through as well. So I
Yeah,
always
for
have to
sure.
put them first before myself. Try as much as I can to be of help to them. Yet within my mind, I was always disturbed because I had just limited time with my daughter. Sometimes I would drop my daughter maybe with a neighbor, go to the hospital before I return. It's already 10 o'clock at night. it was
Yeah.
it was troubled for me. It was very difficult. Oh, it was a hell of moment, but I tried to I frequently fell sick. I was reducing in size. I was losing my mind. It was a very crazy time of my life. Actually, it was very very crazy, but I managed to overcome it. I managed to pull through, and today that my daughter is she's 2 years old. It's okay, but it wasn't easy. It was very, very difficult because you have to be a mother, you have to be a wife, you have to face work, you have to take care of different responsibilities. It wasn't so easy for me. So that was it.
But you deal with it. It's nice. Really
Yes,
good.
I dealt with it. I dealt with it because at the point, when you also have to consider your patients too, because they too are going through a lot of challenges. They also need people to help them. So I considered all that, and then God just gave me the strength. The strength just kept coming. The strength to pull through. The strength
Mhm.
to be able to combine everything was just sufficient. How I succeeded through that phase of my life, it was just God. And then my husband was very supportive, although he's a medical doctor, but he was very supportive. He tried to he's a senior, like he's a senior colleague. He's been in the system before me. So he's also a boss in his own area. So he tries to close earlier so that he can come back
Mhm.
to our child. And while I work, since I was a junior staff, while I work, work while I keep working and return home by 10 o'clock. So imagine returning home by 10 o'clock. You start preparing dinner. After preparing dinner, you eat. You now focus, bath your baby, try to put her to sleep. Or sometimes she has slept up, you will still be very tired. You now have to wake up again by 4 o'clock in the morning. I start preparing breakfast. I start doing everything. It wasn't it it was really a very bad time of my life actually. That was just it.
Yeah, that's interesting experience. Yeah, it's really hard.
Very hard. Okay. Guess the topic 4.2.
Mm. Get the topic. Uh, the topic is money, I think.
Okay, like why you should know how much your co-worker gets paid.
Yeah. Next. Look at these words and
Okay,
expressions,
don't worry.
which,
Let me wait, hold on. Let me no, you won't know it. Let me share a part of my notes so that you can
okay,
so I'll drop it on the group chat so you could see like the vocabulary so we can do it together. Give me a minute.
okay.
Don't worry. Just hold on. I'm going to I'm trying to copy a part of my notes. Okay. Okay, maybe let me just do it this way. I think it's better. Okay. Can you see my notes? Okay, okay. So move to the part that says definition and meaning.
Yes. Pay
Okay.
scales. Pay
Uh-huh.
scales, a different level of pay for a particular job relating to different degrees of skills or experience.
Yeah.
Most design engineer doctors will have become consultant or moved up to the pay scale. Pay
Yes.
rate, amount of money received per unit time.
Do you
I think
understand?
yeah, I think I already done this homework. I don't know, I change unit for unit one, then I press homework and I make the homework with all of these expressions.
Okay, oh
I
for
don't know
unit
why.
two. Okay, okay, you saw the thing in units two.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think I already made the part of homework from this unit, despite that I select unit one and then go to homework. I don't know. So I will read quickly on this definition and we can
Okay.
continue. Pay rate, amount of money received per unit time. Pay tiers, used in pay structures with different wage salaries are set for senior workers and for new workers. Found usually in firms with strong union presence. Earnings, the amount of money that someone is paid for working. Compensation, the combination of money and other benefits, rewards that an employee receives for doing their job. Um, Remuneration, payment for work or service. Salary is a type of remuneration.
Remuneration.
Remuneration is a broader term than salary, as it consists of bonuses, incentives, stock options, perks, and others, etc. In addition to the basic salary of the employee. Salary is a fixed amount of money that is given to an employee on a monthly basis. Our underpaid, paid too little for the work you do. Overpaid, paid too much or more than usual. Paid at the market rate, paid at the usual price in the market. Discriminate against, to treat a person or particular group of people differently, especially in a worst ways than the way in which you treat other people because of their skin color, sex, sexuality, etc.
Okay, for
Yeah.
example, maybe if I visit Ukraine and then I'm being discriminated against in your country because of my skin color, do you understand?
I think you won't be discriminated. Maybe in some small cities which will never saw the people of different skin, but I think in each of big city there are a lot of students, there are a lot of people. Of course, not as many as in United States or I don't know Europe, Canada, and some other countries. But I think in big cities it won't be a big problem. But in small cities, yeah, it may look strange because they saw the people with different skin only on the TV or maybe when they travel to biggest city. I understand what you
Okay.
mean.
Yes, of course.
Negotiate for a raise. To have formal discussion with someone in order to reach an agreement with them according to pay a raise. Payroll, a list of the people employed by a company showing how much each one earns. Gender wage gap, average difference between the remuneration for men and women who are working. To be paid unfairly, to get a salary without the principles of equality. Yeah, understand.
Okay. Well done. So 1.1. Sort new vocabularies in columns.
Okay. Describe the salaries, synonyms of pay levels of the expression. Mhm. Describe the salary. Um, I think pay at the market rates, it's description of the salary. Overpaid
All
is
right.
also description. Mm, Synonyms,
Overpaid,
it's
underpaid. Overpaid and underpaid is describe the salary.
overpaid. Paid twice, it's also a synonym of salary. Pay rate, I think it's also the synonym. Compensation, it might be earnings. Pay scales,
No,
it's maybe
pay
synonym
pay
of
level pay level has to do with pay scale, pay tier, and pay rate.
uh,
Pay under pay level we have pay scale, we have pay tier, and then we have pay rate.
pay rate.
Pay tier, the first one, yes.
Uh,
Okay, under synonyms of salary, we have earning, we have compensation, we have remuneration, correct?
yeah.
Okay, under describe the salary, we have underpaid, we have overpaid, we have paid at the market rate, we have to
Mhm.
be paid unfairly, and gender wage gap, to be paid unfairly, gender wage gap. Others discriminate against, negotiate for a raise and payroll.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Let's check. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Mhm.
Okay, well done. So the next 1.2, fill in the gaps with words and phrases from the box.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, post. What can be recently closed in Ukraine? Maybe I don't know, maybe the pay
No,
tires has been
gender wage gap.
gender wage capping
Yes.
recently closed. Okay, okay. Migrant workers uh, do not maybe they do not discriminate against, so maybe they
Get
paid
discriminated against.
unfairly.
Get discriminated against.
Mm. Football players are notoriously, it's notorious, like, I don't know,
Notoriously.
uh, pay of overpaid, I think,
Correct.
despite of the fact that 95% of football players get less salaries than regular workers, and only
Yes.
5% of football players get really big salaries.
Are you serious? 95%?
Yeah, because if you play for some club of your city, for example, you usually will also pay some fees to play. You don't have a salary from your local football club, for example, if you play in a small team. When you play for the country, for example, yeah, you can get good salary, or if you play for some legendary club, but not if you're a regular football player.
Okay.
Okay, number 4. Systems that spread this one. Perfect system with a spread with one level may be verified. Maybe pay tires. It's like
Pay tears. Pay tears.
people don't know how to with the employees, which is the reason they are often. Maybe people don't know how to negotiate for a raise with the
Correct.
employer, which is the reason they are often um, maybe paid unfairly or
No,
underpaid. Let's try.
underpaid.
Okay. It's the case that some people are paid unfairly because this is the way the free market works.
Okay. Grammar.
Study these examples and rules. I've negotiated for a raise twice this year and failed, so it's high time to draw conclusion. Speak about experiences up to the present.
Present. Do you understand? I've negotiated for a raise. It means like speaking about experience up to the present. You have negotiated for a raise twice this year and failed. So it's high time you drew conclusion. So it means you up to the present, up till now, you have still negotiated, but nothing has been done. Do you
Yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah,
Okay.
understand. I have been reading the book and you gave me, I think I know how it's going to end. Something that happened in the past, but still continues in present. I have been reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Something that happened in the past and is still continuing in the present means that you have been reading the book I gave you, and but you haven't ended the book. You are still reading it. Do you understand?
Yes, yes. I had been discriminated against at my job, so I decided to quit. Report experience up to a point in the past.
Okay, it happened at a particular time in the past. Do you understand? You quit that
Yes.
job. You were discriminated in the past, and you quit that job in the past. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. He was a wonderful guitarist. He had been playing ever since he was a teenager. Started in the past and continued up to the time in the past.
Do you understand? He has been
Yes,
playing guitar in the past, and ever since he was a teenager, he's no longer a teenager. So it continued throughout his teenager regime. Do you understand? Throughout
yes.
when he was a teenager. Okay, no problem. The next one.
By next year, I will have been underpaid for 15 years.
Okay, and
Express
it's
an action
okay.
which will have taken place by a certain time in the future.
Okay, just like if I say, maybe maybe in a particular time, I should have left Nigeria. I should have traveled to a different country. I should have explored. It's expression of an action which has taken place by a certain time in the future. So it means that someday in the future, I would have left my country for a greener pastures. Do you
Mhm.
understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next year, I will have been working for the company for 30 years. Began
Began
before,
before a certain future time and will have finished by that time. It happened before and it will still be completed in the future. Do you
mhm,
understand?
yeah, next.
Okay.
Okay. We can watch the video or I can try to answer the question because I already saw this video.
Okay, okay. Answer the questions if you've watched it. Those who would watch the lessons later will watch the video.
The main idea of this video is about uh, like hiding or showing your salaries to another workers at your job place and even in the public space, like with your friends or with your um, some someone from not only from your job, but mostly he talk about the job where the workplace where you work, and he said that there was a lot of different researches and situations that show that if people uh, workers of some company doesn't know the salary of their mm, co-workers, they usually feel stress and they think that they are underpaid, even if the real situation is that they get the fair salary or even they can earn more than other co-workers in this company. They usually stay uh, in unknowing and thinking that they didn't get as much as other get.
Okay. The next
How
question.
absence of payroll transparency influence employers and employees. For employers, he said that it's a really good thing to keep salaries hidden from between workers because in this way they usually pay less than they can. They can, if the person couldn't uh, negotiate about the raises, they just uh, keep his salaries low as much as they can and as long as they can, and it create the situation when someone in the company, some small group of people can get much bigger salaries, and the rest of the company workers will get low salaries because they can't ask for it correctly or negotiate. And for employees, it's usually produced the stress. They sometimes quit because of the thoughts that they are not getting the fair salaries. And
Okay, what is the 2015 survey about?
I don't remember what was the survey in 2015, but I remember he said about one company which in which the director or founder of this company uh, weren't using the payroll transparency, and he saw that the result of his employees was really bad. And in the next company which he created, he uh, start using full transparency of the pay wages, and it was really successful for his business, and the employees were much more satisfied by this transparent situation with their salary.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
nice.
remember. Maybe this survey is about it, or maybe it was some other which he talked about this 2015 survey. So
Okay. So would you share how much you get paid with your colleague or friends?
I think if someone will ask, I will share, but in my company, there is no such questions because I think
Mm,
nobody restrict us for sharing salary. I think it's some
okay.
type of current culture in different companies in general. So I think everyone just understands that it's not the good thing to talk. So
Okay.
I haven't signed any papers that I should keep my mouth closed. So if somebody will ask, I will share this information. But or maybe I will say it some approximate amount, saying that this is the approximate amount, not to give the stress to others, workers, maybe.
Okay, that's nice. Do you think that it's important to have pay transparency?
I think it depends. Uh, I am a pretty communicative person, so for me it's not hard to uh, negotiate for a raise. So I suppose that I am paying uh, over overpaid in my in the team where I work. So maybe for me it would be not so good because my salary
Mhm.
will decrease. But in general, when you are going to a new company or you work in a big company, I think it's better to have some understanding with what is the usual pay range for some positions or for some in some departments. When you start working there, you understand that now you earn some amount of money, and if you will do something and will get some better result, you will get this pay range in your company. So I think it will help you to understand if you want to develop yourself in this company, or maybe you should change the company if you understand that this salary uh, would won't fit your won't fit your needs.
Your needs,
Mm.
yes. If the salary is not sufficient enough to meet your needs at home or to pay your bills, Do you
Yeah, yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. If you had pay transparency, would it eliminate the gender wage gap?
Mm. I think yes, it would eliminate in some way gender wage gap because then everyone will understand that gender X is making more than gender Y. It will reduce the questions why one gender gets bigger salaries than other, and it will help to decrease this problem.
Okay. Okay. So would you think who do you think benefits from the pay secrecy that's keeping your work secret?
Mm, I think the company has all of the benefits working in the pay secrecy policy because when workers don't know how much their coworkers get paid, they usually sometimes they don't ask for a raise, and sometimes they ask for a raise for 5 or 10%, without knowing that someone sitting next to him or her can earn twice bigger amount of money as
Does it come out?
yeah.
Mhm. Okay. Well done, Andrew.
I also think that in companies there are some situation when they want to hire somebody who is skilled and align with their corporative culture, and then they save some money on the regular workers and try to hire uh, some super specific worker and pay him big amount of money. But if everyone's in the company will know the pay ranges, and if there won't be a pay security policy, it would be hard to pay someone who will be hired to the company some unfair rate, and it would be bad for company if they can't make such tricks. So I think this it still benefits to the company if they won't share the pay
Yes,
range
secrecy.
successively.
But I think every employer should tell the worker how much pay range she will pay. Do you understand? So that you know what you're doing, or if you're proceeding with it or not. Because if the pay is not encouraging, I mean, why waste your time?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, it's fine. Let's move to discussion.
Discussion. The meaning of the phrases. Foot the door. To make the first step toward the goal by gaining entry into an organization, a career, etc. Foot
So
the
when you
door,
say
it's
put the door, it's like making a first step towards a goal. Do you understand? You okay, for
yeah,
example, just like I said, that hospital I've been saying I've been hoping to do my internship there, I've been hoping to work there. And then I took I foot the door, like I made my first step by applying and towards gaining my goal. I gained entry into the organization before the director was saying I should go back and stay for a year at home. Do you understand?
yes, understand.
Okay, the next one.
Disposable income. Income remaining after deduction of taxes and social security charges available to be sent or saved as one wishes.
Mm-hmm. So after
So
you've
it's
deducted your taxes and your social security charges, then what is left for you? Do you understand?
yes,
After
yes.
deducting what you need, what is left for you? It's called a disposable income.
Rainy day, a time of need or trouble.
Okay, it's a
It's
very
like,
common phrase here in my country. For example, if you earn maybe you earn a little above your expectation, do you understand? Okay, let's say
yeah,
you were expected that you will be paid $7 at the end of the month, and then you end up being paid $9. You try to, since you already budgeted your mind to work with the $7, you know that $7 can foot your bills, can take care of your problems, your transportation, and everything to work to and fro. You decide to, are you there?
yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, you decide to take the $2 that is on top to save it so that the day in which you go broke or the day you have a pressing need, you can dip into that $2 to use. Do you understand?
Yes, yes, understand.
Okay, the next one.
Social ladder, the hierarchical structure of society or of society. Mm,
Hierarchical structure of the society, just like, okay, that's a social structure. Let's say, for example, in my government, my countries, okay, just like the example we have here. In a family, the father is the head of the family,
mhm.
followed by the mother, then the children. Do you understand? So
Yes,
when you are ranking, you always put the father first before the mother and the children. Do you understand?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 1.2, discuss the
Discuss
question.
how did you get your foot in the door at your current job? Uh, on my current job, I met with my friend who was already working in this company, and he asked me if I'm open for some additional work, like a part-time work, or maybe if I'm interested to switch to their company. And I say that yes, I am open for opportunities, and he make a meeting with his boss, which, as I understand on this meeting, that I am already know his boss. So we speak about it, and he and the boss of this company just advised me to take a try to go into their office, maybe to do some small tasks and understand if I'm fit with my skill, if I fit this position with my skills. So that was my first steps.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So, is your salary high and competitive enough for a disposable income? Are you saving for a rainy day?
Uh, I think it will depend. My salary is not so high that I can say that I'm always saving something. Uh, it some months as I overspent and got the zero at the end. But in
Mm.
some months as I saved something, so it will depends on the month.
Yes, but sometimes it's just good to try to always save up for rainy days because you can't tell what will happen in future. You can't tell how the economy will be. You can't tell how things will change. Do you understand? It's good to always
Yeah,
try to save up little for rainy days. I believe saving up for rainy days has to do with discipline. You have to discipline yourself towards it. Do you understand? You have to discipline yourself. Oh, this month, no matter what, I must bring out $1 for my savings. Do you understand?
yeah, I understand. It can help, but it depends on what you the person is. Because when I start saving, I uh, uh, got the rainy days much faster. if I'm not saving, I live my good life. But when I start saving, I got the problems, I got the rainy days, I got some gaps in my budget, and a part of the saving is going there. And in some period of my life when I don't have any savings because I can't afford it in that period, I didn't have any problems with health or with something else. So I think that sometimes oversaving cause the problem when you think a lot about the problem, when you think a lot about the, I don't know, problem at the work with your relatives, with health of your relatives, it becomes true. And sometimes you need to balance between thinking about good things and making some savings, of course.
Okay, that's nice. So, has your family climbed the social ladder in comparison to your grandparents or great grandparents? Is it hard to move up economically in your country?
Mm, I think in each almost, I think in a lot of countries there are some social ladder. If you are, if even if you are immigrant, if you are in some other countries, you feel that there are some social ladder, and it's harder for immigrants to climb higher than it can be done by some local people. But if we compare in just, for example, if you're talking about Ukraine, I understand that now the social ladder is not so strict as it was
Level.
earlier. Yeah,
Yes.
because sometimes uh, s- some kid of 16 years old can earn thousands or millions of US dollars by trading some cryptocurrencies, making some content on TikTok or so on, and you understand that
Yeah,
some
man, that
some 40 years old businessmen which have a lot of experience and so on, they just earn not too much, making some factories, doing some like real business, and some young girls or young guys just running their multi-million business. And they, this young generation is not
Mm-hmm.
is not wanting to get experience from elder people.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So I think it's a lot of different variants and options, but in general, these social ladders are not so strict now as it was 50 or 100 years ago. I think it can be this my statement can be applied to every country because I think
Yes,
even
that's
in
true. That's true. Because some of us, some people, okay, let's say I get so surprised how a child who someone who is not up to 30 years, a boy who is not up to 30 years, is able to own a car, buy houses, luxury houses, and then someone who has been working with the government for the past 15 years is unable to even buy a land, talk less of buying a house or an apartment. Do you understand?
yeah
It's not
yeah.
balancing. It's not balancing. It's it's weird because people just jump into making wealth. They don't study the procedures, the process of making wealth. So because these people just easily make money, they think money is so easy to make. So they lavish the money on unnecessary things, you understand? And they have contributed to making the economy hard. because when people see young children coming to buy those houses, they try to increase the amount of those houses. It making these houses become very expensive for individuals to afford. Do you understand?
Yeah, everyone get paid for their commitment to society, and someone is makes their commitment by working in government or hospital, and someone makes this commitment by making fun TikTok videos, and as well as a lot of people is pretty, I can't say like stupid or something like this, but uh, people had more interest to consume some strange content on TikTok rather than reading the books and developing some other skills. So if someone make something which is more interested for the society, for example, stupid TikTok videos, of course he will get paid more, and this is the reasonable earning of money for them. Because if there will be no interest in this some strange or even extraordinary stupid videos, they won't get so much money and they won't buy full houses and so on. So I think it's not the problem of the specifically this young people. It's like general problem of the society that they
Oh,
want such content and they get such content and someone get paid for this content.
okay, no problem. It's fine. Let's just hope that the world will get better and better and better. Okay, for
Yeah,
home, I noticed you've done some. Try to add this word to your vocabulary.
yeah, I
Excuse me.
already had some of them.
Okay, like I said, add it to your vocabulary.
Yeah, I already had this one. This one
Okay,
I know it.
okay, no problem. It's fine. So you
Yeah,
can complete your homework when you're free and when you have the time. Thank you for your time. I appreciate.
yeah, thank you too. Hope next lessons some of our
Wednesday.
students will also join us. So
Yes. All right, no problems. Bye. Have a great day.
yeah, have a great day
Good
too.
night.
Bye.
Regards to your family. Bye. Good night.
Yeah, bye.